So recently I just acquired my Xbox One, and I thought that maybe it would be a great idea to review what I consider the blockbuster title for this console that came out last year. That game, if you couldn't tell by the title already, is Halo 5 Guardians. So first off, I want to lay down some things. This is my first review. None of it's really written, and I don't know, just giving my opinions on a game. I mean, that's really what a review is. So I'm going to review the game and see how it goes. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh man, where do I even start? My first review, and it's Halo 5. Well, one thing I will say is I've been enjoying my time with the Xbox One. It's probably one of my more favorite consoles of this generation. And of course, the game I've probably played the most has been Halo 5. Okay, before we start this review, let me give you a little history between me and the Halo franchise. So I wasn't really that into other things that weren't Nintendo at the time of Halo 1's release. And plus, now that I go back to it, I'm just not a big fan of it. It just feels old and dated, which is what it is. It's an old game. It hasn't really aged too well. So I'm not the biggest fan of Halo 1. Sue me. What are you going to do? Now, Halo 2 I go a little bit further back with. More so way back when I played it on the original Xbox with my buddies. We mostly played like split screen multiplayer and stuff, and we had a pretty good time. And I remember liking the game and whatnot. Overall, Halo 2's a really good game, and I can go back to it. And with the anniversary edition coming out on the Xbox One, I've played that a lot, and that was a lot of fun. So overall, I think Halo 2's a pretty good game. And unfortunately, I have like maybe in my entire life about 20 minutes clocked into Halo 3. No, that's too generous. More like 5 minutes clocked into Halo 3. Overall, just don't really play the game that much. Didn't own an Xbox One at the time, and I just haven't played it that much on the Master Chief Collection. In fact, the gameplay you're watching right now isn't even mine. It's my buddy's, the Alex X the Game, and the Persona Gamer 23. So I think that says a lot about how much I play Halo 3. Now, Halo 4, I actually have quite a bit of history with. I remember playing it the year it came out, and I remember playing the campaign and absolutely loving it. I loved the graphics, I loved the gameplay, I fell in love with Halo. And Halo 4 is one of my more favorite Halo games. I love it. I love 343's take on some of the things. Although now that I look back on the game compared to Halo 5, that game definitely doesn't have as much focus as Halo 5 does. But back then, it was a great game. It may not have been the best Halo game, but it was a really fun game, and a lot of people enjoyed it. Alright, history lessons over. Now that everybody knows where I stand in terms of the Halo franchise, it's time to move on to the newest entry in the series, which is developed by 343 Industries. So, let's see what I think about this game. Alright, but the first things first, let's go ahead and summarize this plot. And I'm going to tell you what, it's not the greatest one in the Halo series. So, in the beginning we have this weird cutscene which seems like a flashback of like Dr. Halsey talking about something, about how whenever everything's done they're going to have to kill us both and blah blah blah. Who cares? This has nothing to do with the story at this point, so let's just move on. And at this point we are finally introduced to Fireteam Osiris, which consists of Spartan Locke, Tanaka, Buck from Halo 3 ODST, and Vale. And these are all the nicknames that I gave to Fireteam Osiris. Master Chief 2.0, Who Cares, Covenant Girl, and Guy from ODST. And their current mission is to save Dr. Halsey? Wait, what happened? I thought she was completely safe in Halo 4. Oh! Okay. So basically, if you haven't played Halo 4's Spartan Ops mode, you wouldn't know that, first of all, Dr. Halsey has been captured by Covenant and is missing an arm. Oh, and don't worry, it doesn't stop there. They do it again, where they use content from the expanded universe. Anybody who's just going from 1 to 5 is going to notice that there is something missing in the beginning of Halo 5. So they all jump out of the Pelican, and now we're going down this hill super fast. This is one of the most epic cutscenes in the whole game. They're just jumping around, doing thrust jumps and ground pounds and shotguns and just killing everything in sight. Covenant don't stand a chance. It is so epic. I love this cutscene so much, and it's a great way to kick off this game.